Steer clear of these 18 worst daily practices that can quickly damage your kidneys. Because of your regular habits and routines, are you unintentionally damaging your kidneys? Certain seemingly innocuous behaviors can endanger your health by silently killing your kidneys when they are repeated on a daily basis. Therefore, make sure to identify such harmful habits before moving on with your day. As a matter of fact, 90% of Americans are unaware of renal issues until they worsen. Early kidney illness is frequently hidden by our bodies, causing significant damage even before symptoms appear. Therefore, it may already be too late when signs do manifest, such as edema, confusion, weariness, weakness, spasms, and cramps in your muscles, back pain, etc., as treating renal disease in its latter stages is more difficult and costly. It's important to remember that kidney damage, especially chronic renal damage, is usually irreversible. Kidney disorders can cause internal talc to build up, which can result in a variety of health issues, as well as excruciating pain. Kidney failure is the worst-case situation. In order to survive, you would require dialysis or a kidney transplant. This is a straightforward game changer, your way of life. While certain daily behaviors silently damage your kidneys, others can protect them. You have two options: adopt bad behaviors that put your kidneys at risk, or make wise choices that will safeguard your kidneys. However, knowledge is necessary before taking any action, and we are here to share the top 18 daily routines that can quickly damage your kidneys. In the minutes that follow, we'll not only highlight these detrimental behaviors, but also provide you with useful advice and solutions to maintain the health of your kidneys. Get ready for some startling disclosures. Before we get started, please be aware that every piece of information in this video has been impartially fact-checked and examined by trained experts. Overconsumption of salt. Consider a subtle danger that lurks in your regular meals, but is so prevalent that it is frequently disregarded: an excessive amount of salt. Many body processes require salt or sodium chloride. However, excessive salt consumption is extremely difficult for the kidneys, which remove waste from the blood. The problem starts with hyperfiltration, in which the kidneys expend extra energy to filter out too much salt. Simply said, greater glomerular pressure results from salt molecules' difficulty passing through kidney nephrons. In addition to wearing out the kidneys, this increased workload raises the risk of kidney disease and damage. Furthermore, some kidney-protecting medications, like calcium antagonists and angiotensin-converting enzyme inhibitors, may become less effective if a person consumes a lot of sodium. Furthermore, eating too much salt can upset the delicate sodium-potassium balance, which will worsen kidney function. It is advised by the World Health Organization, WHO, that an individual consume no more than 2 grams of sodium daily. Nonetheless, Americans presently take half as much salt as is advised daily. Processed foods are high in sodium and can damage your kidneys. Examples of these foods include canned goods, pickles, and instant noodles. Reduce your intake of sodium and use herbs and spices rather than salt to flavor your food in order to preserve the health of your kidneys. For instance, use garlic powder rather than garlic salt. Additionally, when you're shopping, try developing the habit of reading food labels. Choose fresh produce, fruits, and meats over packaged ones, as they typically contain less salt. Your taste receptors will usually adjust to reduce sodium levels in 6 to 8 weeks. But once they do, you could find that things you used to enjoy, like potato chips, taste overly salty. If you like our video so far, please let us know by leaving a like. We'll try to create more videos similar to this one in the future. Excessive sugar intake. When blood sugar levels above 180 milligrams per dl, the sweet pleasure turns into a bitter renal result. Your kidneys begin secreting sugar into your urine to control the overflow at this crucial point. Although it may sound like a safety valve, kidney disease could actually begin here. Your blood's high sugar level can damage your kidneys' tiny blood vessels, making it harder for them to filter waste. This damage might appear as proteinuria, where your body loses vital proteins in urine. Proteinuria can eventually lead to chronic kidney disease and, in the worst case scenario, end-stage renal failure if treatment is not received. In addition, eating a lot of sugar causes blood pressure to rise, which further strains the kidneys. This increased workload can speed up the development of chronic kidney disease and even end-stage renal disease, or ESRD. In short, excessive sugar intake poses a significant risk to kidney health, as highlighted in a study published by Frontiers in Nutrition in 2023 and reported by Harvard Health. The study followed 2,833 adults for 11 years and revealed an 88% higher risk of developing kidney stones in people who got 25% or more of their daily calories from added sugars compared to those who ate less sugar. This research underlines the need to cut down on added sugar to safeguard kidney health and prevent kidney stone formation. Reduce your consumption of processed foods and sugary drinks, which frequently have high amounts of added sugar, to reduce the health hazards connected with excessive sugar consumption. Instead, go for whole foods and natural sweeteners. A kidney-friendly diet should include plenty of fruits, vegetables, healthy fats, and lean proteins, while cutting back on salt, sugar, and refined carbohydrates. Overconsumption of meat. When digested, red meat, in particular, produces a higher acid load than proteins derived from plants. The kidneys may be strained by this excess acidity, which may also hasten the onset of chronic renal disease. Kidney failure may eventually result from this illness. Kidney damage can be significantly reduced by replacing red meat with other protein sources like fish, poultry, or plant-based foods. Lean meats like fish and poultry, as well as plant-based proteins, are healthier options. This is as a result of their decreased production of uremic toxins, advanced glycation end products, and dietary acid. According to a 2017 study, kidney damage could result from consuming a lot of acid-producing red meat, combined with little base-producing plant proteins like beans, broccoli, or chickpeas. These results imply that eating too much meat may be harmful to kidney health and may cause CKD and ESRD, even in people who do not have any known risks. So, it's a good idea to swap out red meat for plant-based protein sources such as soy and legumes to help protect kidney health. Another harmful effect of eating too much meat is the production of uremic toxins in the gut, such as trimethylamine N-oxide, or TMAO, in short, indoxyl sulfate, and p-cresol sulfate. These pollutants are connected to an increased risk of death from cardiac problems and could speed up the advancement of renal disease. Furthermore, a high protein consumption, especially from animal sources, can injure your kidneys by boosting blood flow and pressure in them. This can promote glomerular hyperfiltration, which may speed up the progression of chronic renal disease. According to current dietary guidelines, if you have chronic renal disease but are not receiving dialysis, you should consume 0.6 to 0.8 grams of protein per kilogram of body weight every day. If you are on dialysis, it's recommended to eat 1 to 1.2 grams per kilogram of body weight every day. Excessive strenuous activity. Too much strenuous activity can contribute to kidney injury in several ways. One important cause is rhabdomyolysis, a condition where extreme workouts make muscle fibers break down, releasing a substance called myoglobin into the bloodstream. This protein can harm your kidneys. Factors that raise the risk of rhabdomyolysis include dehydration, certain muscular diseases, usage of pain medicines such non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, heavy drinking, hot weather, and how hard you exercise. A 2022 study published by the Sport Journal looked at how different types of exercise affect kidney disorders. They observed that moderate intensity and long-term exercise are generally beneficial for people with acute and chronic renal disease. In contrast, intense exercise, especially if you don't drink enough water while it's hot outside, can trigger abrupt kidney damage and make kidney problems worse, possibly leading to kidney failure. Furthermore, endurance races can cause acute kidney injury, or AKI, due to pigment nephropathy. This occurs when myoglobin from damaged muscles and hemoglobin from damaged red blood cells cause kidney blood channels to constrict. This constriction can affect the kidney tubules directly, causing tubular toxicity. This sort of kidney impairment is more prevalent in dehydrated patients, those with rhabdomyolysis, or those who use medicines like NSAIDs. We've got additional details on that coming up in the following part. Pay attention to your body's needs if you want to avoid overdoing it when it comes to exercise and safeguard your kidneys. If the exercise is too strenuous, if you have pain in your muscles or joints, if you have trouble breathing, if your heart races, or if you don't feel better an hour after working out, you should slow down. Using an app to track your results and modify your workout regimen as necessary is a wise move. Overuse of painkillers. Analgesic nephropathy is a disorder where taking too many painkillers damages your kidneys. Long-term use of analgesics or painkillers, particularly over-the-counter medications containing acetaminophen or NSAIDs like aspirin, ibuprofen, or naproxen, can frequently result in this. People who self-treat chronic conditions like headaches or arthritis using over-the-counter medicines should exercise caution. Despite being readily available, these medications should not be taken often or on a daily basis without first talking to your doctor. Overuse of these medications on a regular basis has resulted in kidney impairment for thousands of Americans. For those suffering from end-stage renal disease, ESRD, or chronic kidney failure. NSAIDs, to put it briefly, are dangerous because they can damage kidney function, reduce blood flow to the kidneys, and possibly cause renal failure. Furthermore, NSAIDs may increase blood pressure in certain people, worsening renal impairment. Painkiller-induced kidney damage manifests as fatigue, increased urination, blood in the urine, back pain, decreased urine production, tiredness, drowsiness, and confusion, decreased feeling or numbness, particularly in the legs, nausea, vomiting, hemorrhage, and edema throughout the body. Ignoring the urge to urinate. Ignoring the urge to urinate, often known as disobeying nature's call, can cause harm to the kidneys among other health problems. Hydronephrosis is a condition when one or both kidneys enlarge as a result of urine or pee not leaving your body entirely. Kidney failure may result from hydronephrosis if left untreated. Urinating less frequently raises the risk of urinary tract infections, UTI, essentially because an overfull bladder fosters the growth of bacteria. The kidneys may then get infected as a result of these illnesses. Furthermore, holding pee in for an extended period of time can lead to overstretching of the bladder, which can injure the bladder and increase pressure on the kidneys, perhaps causing renal damage. Additionally, resisting the desire to urinate can result in bladder wall tears. This can eventually cause your bladder to hold less urine and increase the frequency of urinary tract infections, which can worsen and lead to sepsis or kidney infections. Take frequent toilet breaks and act on the urge to urinate without holding it in to preserve kidney health and effectively manage the urge. Start your day and establish a regular urination cycle as soon as you wake up if it feels uncomfortable. You can set alarms to remind you to use the restroom every 2 to 3 hours to schedule frequent breaks. This easy trick can reduce stress and avert catastrophes. Ignoring urinary tract infections. An illness caused by bacteria that affects the bladder, ureters, kidneys, or urethra is known as a urinary tract infection, or UTI. Antibiotics are effective in treating the majority of urinary tract infections. But if symptoms are ignored, the illness may worsen. If left untreated, the infection may progress to the kidneys, a condition called pyelonephritis. This may result in irreversible kidney damage or possibly sepsis, a potentially fatal infection-related reaction. The urinary system performs a key role in filtering waste and balancing fluids in the body. On the other hand, germs can cause infections in urinary tract infections when they accumulate in the urinary system. The symptoms of these infections include burning, murky, or bloody urine, discomfort, and an overwhelming urge to urinate. A 2014 study published in the Turkish Journal of Medical Sciences examined 276 patients who had bacteriuria, or bacteria in the urine, with a particular emphasis on urinary tract infections in patients with chronic renal disease. The study found that upper urinary tract infections were more common in elderly individuals with chronic kidney disease, particularly in women who had kidney stones. Therefore, it's essential to get medical help if you experience burning or pain when you urinate, which are signs of a urinary tract infection. If you have any further renal or urinary issues, such as kidney stones, your doctor may test you. Severe sequelae, including pyosis, in which the kidney becomes filled with pus and may eventually stop working, can arise from chronic kidney infections. Ignoring high blood pressure. By weakening the blood arteries that supply the kidneys with oxygen, high blood pressure damages the kidneys. Because of the stiffened veins caused by this injury, the kidneys receive less blood and function less effectively. Moreover, harm may also befall the microscopic blood vessels that filter blood inside the kidneys. Because high blood pressure harms the nephrons, the tiny structures inside the kidneys that filter blood, it is quite concerning that high blood pressure and kidney disease are related. Further kidney impairment results from the nephron's lack of oxygen and nutrients when the blood vessels supplying them are damaged. This sets up a dangerous loop in which damage to the kidneys makes it more difficult to regulate blood pressure, which can eventually result in renal failure. A 2005 study examined the relationship between high blood pressure and renal illness in various ethnic groups and was published in the American College of Physicians Journal. The study, which included 1,172 participants, discovered that the low blood pressure group had a 32% reduced chance of kidney failure than the usual blood pressure group. In a similar vein, the low blood pressure group had a 23% decreased risk of renal failure or death. This study emphasizes how critical it is to identify and manage hypertension in a timely manner in order to avoid kidney damage. Long-term management techniques are necessary to prevent kidney damage caused by high blood pressure. Modifications in lifestyle, like upping physical activity, maintaining a healthy weight, giving up smoking, and managing. Reducing stress and salt intake are essential for decreasing blood pressure. Kidney damage can be significantly reduced by making these modifications. Furthermore, drugs that are particularly made to lower blood pressure, such as angiotensin receptor blockers, ARBs, and angiotensin-converting enzyme, ACE inhibitors, to name a few, are essential in reducing the rate at which kidney disease associated with high blood pressure advances. Badly managed diabetes. The blood vessels and nephrons, which are the small structures in the kidneys that filter blood, can be harmed by high blood sugar levels associated with diabetes. Chronic renal disease may result from this damage, which can impede kidney function. Kidney disease is primarily caused by diabetes, according to the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases, or NIDDK. Kidney disease affects about 1 in 3 persons with diabetes. Diabetes is a significant risk factor for chronic kidney disease, according to the National Kidney Foundation, or NKF. Thus, renal damage is more likely to develop in those who have diabetes for a longer period of time. This link emphasizes how critical it is to control diabetes to avoid diabetic kidney disease, DKD, which, if left untreated, can lead to end-stage renal disease, ESRD. Diabetes frequently results in high blood pressure, which can worsen kidney disease by damaging the blood arteries that the kidneys depend on for regulation and filtering. Therefore, effective diabetes management involves not only lowering blood pressure, but also blood sugar, cholesterol, and other blood parameters, as we discussed in the previous section. This holistic strategy should include a nutritious diet, regular exercise, adherence to prescription medications, and regular medical examinations to evaluate kidney function. Skipping regular exercise. Exercise has various benefits for patients with renal disease, including improved blood pressure control, better sleep quality, higher physical strength, and decreases in anxiety and despair. Conversely, not exercising frequently might take away these benefits and may even damage renal function. But as we noted before, it is crucial to remember that while exercise is healthy, prolonged physical activity, especially in hot weather, can contribute to dehydration and exacerbate renal difficulties. For those with renal issues, moderation and suitable exercise regimens are therefore essential. Lack of exercise can result in decreased strength and capacity, as studies have long demonstrated. This is a common occurrence in patients with chronic kidney disease, CKD. In 2011, a Cochrane review examined the advantages of exercise training for individuals with chronic kidney disease. The review, which comprised 45 studies with 1,863 participants, discovered that engaging in regular exercise improves aerobic capacity, increases lean body mass, and raises oxygen consumption by approximately 5.6%. Exercise also lowers heart rate and blood pressure while improving overall health-related quality of life. These findings highlight the significance of making long-term lifestyle adjustments to increase activity level and enhance kidney health. Try to get in at least 30 minutes of moderate exercise every week, such as jogging, cycling, walking, or dancing, to break the habit of skipping regular exercise and maintain the health of your kidneys. Start with tiny, moderate movements if you're new to exercising or have kidney problems, and then gradually raise the intensity to prevent harm. Regularly scheduled brief sessions are often more effective than sporadic lengthy ones. Here's a great way to stay motivated and focused. Document your progress and create fitness goals using an online app or notebook. Then, to keep yourself motivated, reward yourself for your accomplishments with non-food prizes. Additionally, pick pleasurable pursuits like picking seasonal fruits, raking leaves, or gardening. To gain additional inspiration and encouragement, work out alongside friends, family, or coworkers. Making fitness a social and enjoyable habit can also be achieved by organizing frequent walks with a friend, or by starting a walking group at work. Sipping sodas. You may already know that sodas are bad for you, but how much harm can they do to your kidneys? Because colas contain a lot of sugar and phosphoric acid, drinking them can raise your chance of developing chronic kidney disease, CKD. Dietary soda's high sugar content raises the risk of obesity, diabetes, and cardiovascular disease, all conditions that are linked to chronic kidney disease, CKD. Additionally, the phosphoric acid in cola drinks can cause changes in the urine that raise the risk of kidney stones forming, which is another factor that increases the likelihood of chronic kidney disease. A 2014 study that looked at the relationship between various soda kinds and chronic kidney disease, CKD, was published in the journal Nephrology, Dialysis, Transplantation. After a systematic review of 17 papers, they discovered that regular use of sugar-sweetened soda was connected with a 58% increased risk of CKD. Even drinking artificially sweetened drinks regularly made the risk of CKD 33% higher compared to not drinking them. Thus, cutting back on soda could help prevent CKD. To lower the risk of CKD, select for healthy beverage options such low-fat milk, unsweetened tea, or water. Eating processed foods. Eating processed foods, particularly ultra-processed foods, abbreviated UPF, can have a negative effect on kidney health. UPFs are commercial mixtures with a high concentration of harmful trans fats, refined carbs, artificial additives, Added sweets and excessive salt. Processed foods become extremely delectable and difficult to refuse due to these components, which may cause overindulgence. Even worse, processed foods frequently lack micronutrients and fiber, two types of important nutrients. Even pollutants from packaging procedures may be present in these meals. Studies show that consuming large amounts of UPFs can have detrimental effects on the kidneys. According to a study published in the American Journal of Renal Diseases, eating more UPFs makes chronic renal disease worse and may even cause death. The significance of dietary decisions in maintaining kidney health is shown by this study. Lowering UPF consumption is advised to safeguard renal health. More than 14,000 U.S. people without CKD were followed up on in the study. Individuals with the highest UPF consumption had a higher chance of CKD. On the other hand, the risk of CKD was reduced by 6% for those who shifted to less processed choices. Therefore, cutting back on these processed meals can significantly lower the risk of kidney-related problems. Drink enough of water to help your kidneys flush out toxins and sodium, as well as to prevent kidney stones, in order to enhance kidney health and decrease the damage caused by processed foods. In addition to supporting healthy kidneys, eating a balanced diet full of fruits, vegetables, lean meats, and whole grains will also reduce your risk of developing associated diseases like diabetes and high blood pressure. Keeping a food journal might help you identify your eating patterns and help you make better decisions. In addition, a renal dietitian can offer insightful advice on how to modify your diet in a way that will benefit your kidneys and general health. Sitting too much. Even after controlling for age, gender, smoking status, and physical activity levels, there was still a link between renal disease and prolonged sitting. Research revealed that the least likely people to acquire chronic kidney disease, CKD, were also the least likely to weigh or exercise much. Data from 455,056 participants over a 21-year period were evaluated in a 2022 study published in the Sports Medicine Journal. According to this study, spending a lot of time sitting at work increases the risk of kidney problems, which includes a 26% greater chance of chronic kidney disease, a 19% higher risk of requiring dialysis, and a 43% higher risk of kidney-related death. Merely 15 minutes of exercise every day made a significant difference in lowering these risks. Therefore, reducing sitting time is crucial to maintaining renal function. Here's a clever tip. You can sneak in some exercise even when you're seated. Consider keeping a tiny water bottle on your desk. It will keep you hydrated and serve as a helpful reminder to get up and refill it when it becomes empty, so your body can enjoy a break from sitting. It's like giving your kidneys two advantages in one: not drinking enough water. When the body loses more water than it takes in, it becomes dehydrated and essential electrolytes like sodium, potassium, and phosphate become unbalanced. For electrical signals or messages to be transmitted between cells, certain electrolytes are necessary. Therefore, if they are out of balance as a result of impaired kidney function, it can lead to serious health issues like seizures, uncontrollable muscular movements, and unconsciousness. Severe dehydration can even cause renal failure, which is potentially fatal and can result in heart failure, anemia, damage to the central nervous system, and weakened immunity. Dehydration can also raise the risk of kidney stones, aggravate UTIs, and worsen chronic kidney disease. Therefore, in order to prevent severe water shortages, it is imperative that you maintain hydration by maintaining your body's water level constant on a daily basis. Not only does drinking enough water assist replenish lost fluids, but it also aids in the kidney's important function of eliminating waste. But drinking too much water can also be harmful, particularly for those who have kidney issues. Waste accumulates and excess fluids can dilute vital electrolytes when your kidneys aren't working properly. This can cause low blood pressure, headaches, nausea, vomiting, twitching, or cramping in your muscles, restlessness, irritability, seizures, and even a coma. The kidneys filter more than 200 liters of fluid per day, which is essential for maintaining the body's fluid balance. Hormones such as arginine vasopressin, or AVP, and some components of the renin-angiotensin system play a major role in their capacity to regulate the amount of water in the body. The kidneys reabsorb more water when AVP levels are high, which may put extra strain on them. Water consumption can help reduce AVP levels, which may lessen the burden on your kidneys and maintain their optimal function. Nevertheless, whether it makes sense to increase urine production in order to preserve kidney filtering capacity, especially in individuals with chronic kidney disease, CKD, remains to be determined by researchers. Research findings have been inconsistent. Pay attention to the color of your urine to make sure you're getting enough water and maintaining the health of your kidneys. Pee should be straw-colored or a lighter hue, since darker pee frequently denotes dehydration. Reduce the amount of alcohol, sweetened, and caffeinated drinks you consume as well, as these beverages need more water to break down the poisons and chemicals in them. To stay hydrated, go with simple water instead. Smoking. Smoking has both immediate and long-term negative effects on your kidneys. Short-term nervous system stimulation can cause an increase in heart rate and blood pressure. Damage to the endothelial cells that line your blood vessels is one of the long-term or chronic impacts. Passive smoking, or being near other people's smoke, has also been related to increased renal enzyme catalyst activity, which can cause damage to the kidneys by interfering with normal kidney blood flow. Smoking can also cause illnesses including peripheral arterial disease and arteriosclerosis, which affect renal arteries over time by reducing blood flow to the kidneys. Smoking increases the risk of heart disease, high blood pressure, and diabetes if you already have chronic kidney disease, CKD. These illnesses can hasten the progression of CKD and even cause kidney failure. In a 2007 study that was published in the American Journal of Nephrology, researchers discovered that smoking and the development of CKD were related in 11 of the 12 studies they looked at. They specifically noted that smoking more than 15 packs of cigarettes a year significantly raises the chance of developing CKD. Moreover, smoking has been demonstrated to impair renal function even in healthy people. It is linked to a higher chance of getting proteinuria, or an excess of protein in the urine, especially in those with high blood pressure and blood sugar. Not getting enough sleep. Research has shown that getting too little sleep is associated with quicker renal function losses and CKD development. This happens because sleep maintains the proper balance of physiological fluids and electrolytes and helps regulate kidney function. Moreover, hormone regulation is impacted by sleep, particularly that of kidney-related hormones, like the renin-angiotensin-aldosterone system, or RAAS for short. The RAAS aids in fluid balance and blood pressure regulation. Sleep disturbances can overactivate the body, increasing blood pressure and burdening the kidneys further. Moreover, non-dipping blood pressure patterns are frequently the consequence of sleep deprivation. When we sleep, our blood pressure typically drops, allowing our kidneys and cardiovascular system to relax. But getting too little sleep might increase blood pressure at night, which increases the risk of CKD development. It has also been demonstrated that sleep loss triggers inflammatory pathways and raises inflammatory cytokines. Prolonged inflammation has the potential to aggravate pre-existing kidney disease and cause new kidney damage. An investigation into the relationship between sleep and the prevalence of chronic kidney disease, CKD, in 194,039 individuals without CKD who were 20 years of age or older between 1996 and 2014 was conducted and published in the Journal of Clinical Sleep Medicine in 2019. In comparison to those who slept 6 to 8 hours, those who slept less than 4 hours, 4 to 6 hours, or more than 8 hours, had a 45%, 7%, and 12% greater risk of chronic kidney disease, respectively. Further kidney damage can result from conditions like sleep apnea, which are frequent in people who don't get enough sleep. Renal function deterioration is made worse by hypoxia, or low oxygen levels, which is a common side effect of sleep apnea. Moreover, a number of health problems, including obesity, type 2 diabetes, and hypertension, all of which are risk factors for chronic kidney disease, CKD, are linked to persistent sleep deprivation. Over time, renal damage may be brought on by these disorders or may get worse. Try these strategies to break the habit of not getting enough sleep and safeguard the health of your kidneys. Make sure your bedroom is quiet, dark, and cold to create a comfortable sleeping environment. Even on weekends, stick to a regular sleep routine by going to bed and waking up at the same times each day. Additionally, you can improve the quality and ease of your sleep by getting regular exercise and exposure to fresh air. Drinking too much alcohol. The National Renal Foundation states that drinking too much alcohol doubles the chance of developing renal disease. Because the kidneys cannot remove all of the toxins from alcohol quickly enough, alcohol can harm them. Moreover, alcohol can raise the risk of high blood pressure, which is a major contributor to renal problems. Additionally, dehydration brought on by alcohol affects kidney function and changes the body's mineral and water balance. Additionally, alcohol abuse-related liver illness can worsen renal damage by raising the workload and decreasing blood supply to the kidneys. Even worse, the rapid increases in blood alcohol content that occur with binge drinking might result in severe kidney damage. An investigation into the connection between chronic kidney disease and alcohol intake was conducted, and the results published in the journal Nutrients in 2019. Researchers tracked 45,200 adults for 8.5 years in this study and discovered that frequent drinking raises the risk of CKD by 15%. People should either abstain from alcohol completely or use it in moderation, especially if they have medical issues or are on specific medications. This is because drinking too much alcohol can raise blood pressure, which is bad for kidney health. Excessive caffeine consumption. Kidney function can be affected by excessive caffeine consumption, which is generally defined as more than 400 milligrams per day. This is particularly true for people who have certain genetic variants, such as the reference SNP 762551 mutation in the CYP1A2 gene. At greater dosages, caffeine acts as a diuretic. However, in healthy individuals, low to moderate levels of caffeine may actually preserve the kidneys. This occurs as a result of the structural similarities between caffeine and adenosine, the hormone that regulates renal blood flow. As a natural diuretic, caffeine causes the kidneys to produce more urine, which eliminates both water and electrolytes. High amounts of daily caffeine consumption may raise the risk of acute kidney injury in patients with thoracic cancer receiving platinum salt chemotherapy who were previously exposed to nephrotoxic chemicals, according to a 2007 study published in the Journal of Renal Nutrition. 34 of the 108 patients receiving chemotherapy got AKI, and the chance of developing AKI was doubled for patients who consumed more than or equal to 386 milligrams of caffeine daily. Caffeine use in moderation is generally safe for your kidneys, but you should still exercise caution, particularly if you drink a lot or have kidney problems. Make the switch to decaffeinated tea or coffee to enjoy their flavor and potential health advantages without caffeine, helping to reduce excessive caffeine intake and its influence on renal health. Use other energy sources, such as fruits, vegetables, and water, to stay hydrated and gain the nutrients you need. Think about reducing or staying away from meals and beverages that are naturally high in caffeine. Dark chocolate, for instance, has a lot of caffeine. Coca-Cola and Mountain Dew are two examples of sodas that are quite high in caffeine. Warning symptoms of kidney disorders. As people age, they become more susceptible to urinary tract and kidney disorders. One sign that your kidney illness is getting worse is edema in your hands and feet. The kidney's inability to maintain fluid balance leads to retention, which bloats the body's limbs and causes swelling. 2. Weakness and exhaustion. An essential hormone for red blood cell production and energy maintenance is erythropoietin. Anemia is caused by a decrease in erythropoietin production. This reduction may result in anemia or a deficiency of blood cells, which leaves you feeling exhausted all the time. 3. Spasms and twitches in the muscles. Electrolyte imbalances brought on by problems with kidney function can directly induce cramps and spasms in the muscles. 4th, cognitive decline. Toxin accumulation in the blood can cause mental fog and difficulty thinking clearly. Remember, because the kidneys aren't functioning as well, toxins accumulate. Back discomfort is number 5. Even though it's sometimes disregarded, back discomfort may indicate renal distress, whether it's due to injury or the development of kidney stones. 6th, more frequent urination. The increased frequency of waste excretion by your kidneys is an indication of renal distress that has to be taken seriously. It's important to act quickly to prevent the kidney problem from getting worse by recognizing these indicators as soon as you notice it. Kidney disease can be significantly altered in course by early detection and treatment. If you have diabetes, high blood pressure, heart disease, or a family history of kidney failure, you should consider getting tested for kidney disease, according to the National Institute of Diabetes and Digestive and Kidney Diseases, or NIDDK for short. This is because kidney disease can really be stopped or its course greatly slowed down if detected early. You're not just safeguarding your kidneys when you follow a nutritious diet. Embrace exercise, strive for a healthy weight, and take care of any underlying medical issues. You're also committing to a longer, happier life. Maintaining the health of our kidneys requires abstaining from some harmful everyday routines. These include consuming too much meat, sugar, salt, and caffeine. They also include using painkillers excessively, disregarding infections and urogenital urges, spending too much time sitting down, not getting enough sleep, and consuming too much alcohol and coffee. Don't these behaviors usually affect more than just your kidneys? Do any of these sound similar to what you do? Please share your opinions in the comments below, and together we may brainstorm ways to overcome these negative habits. Someone else in our community might benefit from it. It's critical to place a high priority on leading a healthy lifestyle, which includes avoiding dangerous substances like tobacco and excessive alcohol use, maintaining hydration, and eating a balanced diet low in processed foods. In addition, maintaining a healthy weight, embracing physical activity, and managing underlying medical disorders like diabetes and hypertension are also beneficial. Again, it's important to see your doctor for a comprehensive evaluation and assistance if you have any worries about the health of your kidneys or if you are having symptoms associated with renal problems. The research that back up our assertions are included in the description box for individuals who are curious about the supporting data. Check out the video on the screen to learn about some common meals that can cause kidney destruction. Some of these foods may already be in your kitchen. We'll give advice on how to get the most kidney advantages from these foods or locate alternatives. I'll see you over there. Remain educated and in good health.